Oh, my bees, good morning to you. What's happening today? So I thought, do you know what, it's Monday, I'm gonna get cracking with the assembly of the bed frames, which are obviously going to be holding our beehives, right? But then surprise, the weather's turned all terrible. What am I going to do now? So I'm going to use my time wisely and I'm going to go do some shopping now. So I've just been to this building right here, which is the building supplies, right? I've been looking for this cover that our friend Not Holy gave me the idea to use for the apiary to prevent, you know, the weeds growing out. So, and a very good idea, because it literally took me about a week to get rid of this week, which was, you know, that's just too much. A whole week just doing grass, man, come on. So yeah, that's the idea now. I've just been given a price and the price is a bit steep, man. It's about 200 quid, you know, for a 100-meter roll. I'm gonna have to bounce that around my head a little bit and just decide if it's worth doing it at this stage, because we are starting to run out of funds, and even though I've been spending the money like I've got none, we're now getting to a stage where I would rather be careful, right? Do you know what I mean? It's not something that should get mandatory done. Like, for example, right now, another thing which really needs to happen is that we need to buy 30 feeders, you know, for our bees, because now we've got new families and they're in the process of building their honeycombs and also becoming strong colonies, right? So for them to do that, they need food, and because the weather is horrible, they're not able to go and fly out and collect their pollen and nectar that they need. So therefore they'll rely on us feeding them, right? So that's what I'm saying. Right now, I think what I'm going to do is I would, instead of going for the cover, I'm gonna buy the feeders. Then we need to find 5 bottoms and 5 tops, you know, for the additional 5 beehives, which I'm going to be putting together, other than the 25 which were, you know, promised. So I would put those as the priority, and once we got the covers, we got once we have the tops, the bottoms, the feeders, you know, for the bees, and then also sugar and actual food, right? So once we have all of this for our bees, I'm going to look at the finances again, and then I'm going to make a decision as to, are we going for the weeds cover, or am I going to be having to, you know, cut the bloody weeds every single time until we can afford a little luxury like those covers against weeds. So my bees, that's what's going to happen today. Now I'm heading over to the beekeeper's shop to make sure they have 30 feeders and, as I say, tops, bottoms and everything else that we need. Find out what price I can get for them as well. Hopefully the best as possible, really. That's what we're after. And once that's happened, we'll see what the time is and I'll figure out what to do. But this weather, man, is just terrible. I believe I may have to be assembling the bed frames in the rain, like pretty much all the last few jobs I had to do at the apiary. We're going to be doing them in the rain. At least it's going to be like a summer rain, ain't that cold, so that's alright. But anyways, bees, slightly longer update this morning. At least you know where we stand, and yeah, I'm gonna crack on with those little jobs now. Just been to the beekeeper's shop and I've got us the 30 feeders. Let me just demonstrate you what the feeder is basically. So this is both suitable for liquid food and solid food. So the idea is that if we're going to be using liquid food, which is, you know, sugar and water, then, you know, all we have to do is just pour it in here, and then it goes underneath this little bit over here, right? So the bees, they come down here, they drink, they come back out, right? If we want solid food, then all we need to do is just remove this right? And then we put the solid food in there. And now the bees are able to, well, basically the bees, they enter through here, right? They just come through here, climb up, go down, and they can reach the solid food in there. But as I said, liquid food, we just put this back in. They still enter through those holes here, just drink and go back out from there. So now I am done with the bloody frames. Just done a few batches. Obviously dropped back, the feeders, as I explained to you earlier. So what's the plan now? I've loaded up some water in the trunk of the car, and obviously I need to water the trees. Obviously some of them are not going to make it, but hope dies last, as we like to say, don't we? And what I'm planning on doing now is getting over to the apiary, getting those waters. I'm going to get one of the corpuses as well. I'm going to get one of those with me in the car, because obviously I need to get the 5 tops and the 5 bottoms, as I told you. And yeah, obviously just want to make sure I get the right size. And later on today I've got a meeting with the artist whom I've given a corpus to work on a design, and I'm going to share that with you very shortly in the Discord to show you what he's come up with. It's like a floral pattern, very nice. I reckon you're going to like it. And yeah, as I said, I'm going to share that with you shortly, guys, so you get an idea of what our beehives are going to look like. They're going to be stunning. I don't think there's going to be any prettier anywhere around, all right? So that's what I'm going to do now. And after I've watered and have met with the artist, I may drop another update, or I may not, guys, just so you know what's going on today. And tomorrow I'm going to be visiting our friend the master beekeeper, and we're going to be putting some bases together. So what I mean by bases, let me just show you. So we get a frame, right? So you get one of those frames, and you remember the wax bases. This is what they are. Sorry, the light is very unpleasant. This is what they are. So those, you remember, they go onto the frame, yeah? And then it gets melted into the actual, you see the wiring over here. So yeah, I'm going to be visiting my friend tomorrow, bring over the feeders, bring over my bases, get a few frames, sorted out for our beehives. And yeah, I'm going to look into, I don't know how the hell am I going to do that, but I need to start figuring out how am I going to assemble the bed frames when it's going to be raining all week. If I was to put them together in the garage, right, and nah, that's not going to work because they're 4 meters long, right? So if I was to, look at this. If I was to assemble this, right, that's 4 meters long. If I was to assemble that here, then how the hell am I going to transport it all over to the apiary? So I'm going to have to be very kind of cautious with the weather and literally work whenever I'm able to. Luckily, I still have this wreck of a house over in the apiary that's keeping me dry at, worst times. So, anyways, fine. We always find a way around things, don't we, bees? So, it's not going to be any different this time. I'll speak to you in a bit, guys.